So yesterday, big day out in Nevada. All right. Nevada held its Democratic and Republican presidential primaries yesterday. Now we got the GOP caucuses coming up. Um, I think the most telling thing, and it reveals a lot, I think, Nikki Haley got beat by none of the above, none of these candidates. But does it really matter? Because really, the GOP caucuses are, I think, this gets a little confusing. Let's sort it all out. Political strategist, commentator from Young Voices, Benjamin Ayanian. I hope I'm getting that right, Ben. Good morning.
You did great. Yeah, good morning.
All right. So sort this out. Because sort of the primaries, because Donald Trump wasn't on the primaries, but he didn't care because it doesn't matter because the GOP caucuses are coming up. Sort this out for me.
Yeah, so in the state of Nevada, in 2021, there was a law passed by the majority Democratic legislature that transitioned the state from, the party-run caucus system to government-run primaries going forward. And their justification for that was they, argued that primaries give, wider voter access, and so they wanted to move the state in that direction. But a court ruled that the parties couldn't be bound by the state's laws when it comes to how it picks its delegates. And so the Nevada GOP basically decided that they were going to continue with their caucus system for awarding their delegates. And GOP members also made a rule that any presidential candidate participating in the state-run primary cannot run in the caucus, and therefore, disqualified from winning any Nevada delegates for the presidential nomination. And so everyone who was a part of the primary last night will not be part of the caucus and has no ability to win the Nevada delegates.
Okay, so Nikki Haley's out. Donald Trump will be in the caucus.
Yeah.
But what does it say? And does Nikki Haley now have to really, I know she said she wasn't going to before, but really start to look at moving forward, what's this going to look like, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, Nikki Haley is staring at an uphill battle. She really doesn't have too much of a shot at winning the nomination, but I think that that's really been known for a few weeks at the very least. At least you would hope to. She's at least been starting to realize it over the last couple of weeks. I don't think that the Nevada result is necessarily going to do a lot to her psyche in terms of, what they ought to do in the coming, days, because she had already stated that she didn't care about the Nevada primary or the Nevada caucus. She left her name in the primary race, which automatically disqualified her from winning the delegates. And she has stated that she hasn't spent a dime in Nevada. She's been focused elsewhere. I don't think that she's going to make a run anywhere. I don't think she really has any shot at winning the nomination. And it definitely looks bad that she was beaten by no other candidates in the primary. But I don't think that it's going to make her drop out of the race if she wasn't already thinking about doing so.
So where is she putting her coffers then? Where's her focus now?
Well, right now she's looking really at a West Coast trip right now. She's gonna be holding I believe her first big rally in the state of California here coming up, and so she is focusing more on the West Coast at the moment, trying to prepare for primaries that she thinks she has a chance to win delegates at. I don't think that her strategy, I'm sure they have a whole roadmap. I don't think they're going to get very far down that road before either she drops out or she just continues losing. She really does not have much of a shot at winning the nomination at this point.
So going ahead as we get through the primary season and comes up to convention, all of that, I haven't heard any real possible roadmap of what it looks like for Donald Trump, given all the legal wrangling that has to go on. It gets very confusing. And what might that look like?
Yeah, Donald Trump is going to have a busy time leading up to the presidential election. As you noted, there are all kinds of legal cases pending against him. Now, even if he is convicted of any of these, even if he is somehow, sitting in a cell, which I think is unlikely, he can still run for president. And he most certainly would in that case. And so I think that, there's going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be, a lot of activity in the courtrooms. But, Donald Trump really, in terms of the election itself, doesn't have much to worry about besides, trying to convince voters that, he's the correct alternative to Donald Trump or to Joe Biden, excuse me.
But so he becomes, I think everybody realizes, he becomes the Republican nominee. I'm just pushing ahead. Let's just, look ahead in your magic glass there, Ben. He becomes the nominee. Then somehow, and we get through the election and everything, all of the appeals are going to push everything back. He gets elected president. Can he then be convicted of anything? And then what?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It raises a lot of uncertainty about what the early days of a Donald Trump presidency would look like. Now, he could, what he could do is if some of the federal cases are, still pending if he wins and when he's in office, if those cases are still pending, he could theoretically appoint an attorney general that would, dismiss those charges against him. He can't pardon himself for state crimes. Now, there's also a question of whether or not Donald Trump can pardon himself at all. That has been a huge debate in the legal community, if a president can pardon themselves. And so that's a question that might get answered in a little bit here if it comes down to it. So you're absolutely right. The first, few months of a Donald Trump presidency has a cloud of uncertainty over it as it pertains to, his deep legal proceedings.
And is this going to be, the first few months? Let's talk about 4 years in the White House is the entire time, just like it was last time. From day one, the guy got flack, right? They were after him from day one.
Right.
And so this next time around, I think it's more than a few months. I think it's the entire 4-year term. Is anything going to be able to happen and get done?
No,
Donald Trump is a get-done guy, but I mean, you know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. There's going to be, political, there's going to be, political actions by the other side, trying to derail, Donald Trump if he is president. I think that, that's going to be expected at this point. I think, the precedent was really set throughout Donald Trump's first term in office. I think that the Republicans have, as a result, also, been looking at the actions of Joe Biden under more of a microscope in response to what happened between 2016 and 2020, and also after, Trump got out of office. And so, you're right. I think we can definitely expect the Democrats to definitely put Donald Trump under a microscope again if he does win the election ultimately. And I think right now we're kind of in a vicious loop where no matter which party's in power, the opposing party is likely to do the same things moving forward until maybe someone can break the cycle and be the bigger person. I don't think that would happen if Donald Trump becomes president. I think the Democrats are going to hone in on his actions very strongly throughout his second term, if there is one. And also, Donald Trump has indicated that he might look at pressing charges against Joe Biden when Joe Biden is out of office, if he is president. And so we're really looking at 4 years, no matter what, no matter who wins, of likely more politically motivated activity to derail the opposition, no matter who ends up winning this election. So there won't be any shortage of headlines, I can tell you that.
And the history books, one word is going to be over this presidential election campaign and the run up to it. One word, say messy. It's messy. Ben, I appreciate your candor and your analysis, and let's stay in touch. Political strategist, commentator Benjamin Ayanian, The Nevada primary is over. Now on to the GOP caucus, which it's Thursday, right? I think it's Thursday. Did we lose Ben? Yep, I think we did. All right.
Hello?
Oh, no, there you are. Yeah. All right.
Oh, sorry. Cut out for a second.
Okay, I was just saying Thursday is the caucus, right?
Yep, absolutely. The caucus is coming up. We'll all keep an eye on what happens there. I don't think there's going to be any surprises. Expect Donald Trump to run away from it.
Yeah.
Run away with
all right.
it, rather.
I appreciate it, Ben. Have a marvelous day, and we'll chat again soon. All right.
Awesome.
See ya. 1320 WILS. Mike Austin here with your morning wake-up. Back in just a minute.